Alright, I'm Ed Moses, Olympic gold medalist and silver medalist from Sydney in 2000. We're here at the Manhattan Pier this morning after one of my early workouts. You know, swimming has been a part of my life for a long time. I swam when I was younger, till about 10 years old, and then I quit because I had a lot of other sports that I was involved in. But, you know, I've always been a swimmer. You know, I just don't necessarily knew where that was going to take me when I was in high school, and I picked up swimming again my senior year when I wanted to just get in shape for other sports. But you know, the sparks started flying again, and I started progressing real quick, really late when I was 16 years old, and you know, I broke back into the swimming world pretty quickly as a top high school swimmer. And you know, I kind of knew my path then was going to be a swimmer for a long time. And you know, it was unique how it fell back in my lap, but you know, I couldn't plan everything, and I'm just fortunate that I did have the opportunity to do something and do something well in my life. You know, the recruiting process was pretty interesting for me because obviously collegiate swimming wasn't on my radar until late into my senior year, and you know, it came real quick, especially after I had some success you know, in the springtime of my senior year. So I really wasn't too focused on the fall, obviously because I hadn't taken swimming seriously. But you know, I just kind of let it develop as naturally as it could. Once I became a ranked swimmer where I felt like I could go to a top college, you know, I let the process just unfold, where I kind of did a little research on what colleges I liked from an educational standpoint, from a distance standpoint to home, pros and cons of distance versus sprint, and you know, how well I fit into the team. And I ended up taking 7 recruiting trips because I wanted to make sure it was the right decision. And I ended up going to the University of Virginia for the aspect of, I wanted a really great education, and I wanted to fit into a team that needed me and welcomed me. And it just so happened that it was close to home. That wasn't one of my high priorities, but being part of a family and getting a good education was something that I really wanted swimming to do for me, so I could get something out of it. I think the most important thing is to fall in love with the process. It took me a long time to realize that, and I'm at the point now where it's really more about the day-to-day opportunity and challenges that I have in front of me, and those are what's going to add up to results, and those are going to speak for themselves. So I don't race to win. I don't say I have to do this time, I have to win this race. Now it's daily. I want to go to this practice, I want to do good, and enjoy the people around you, enjoy having the opportunity to to work out, to have a pool to swim at, to have family and friends around you that support you and allow you to do that, and let the rest just take care of itself. My pre-race meal is a simple meal. It's normally some form of like chicken with a lot of rice and pasta, and maybe a potato and some colors, like some vegetables. That'll be the night before. The morning of, I'm always sticking to something real basic that digest. I'll probably have some oatmeal, maybe a couple egg whites, maybe 3 or 4 hours beforehand, and then carry like a power bar with me right before the race. I really like to get in and feel the water for like a wake-up swim or a pre-warm-up, and then get out and stretch, and then I'll get back in about 45 minutes before my race and go through a routine of about 1,500 yards, a lot of pace and heart rate work, and then I'm about 20-25 minutes out of my race. I don't really have a song that I particularly listen to, but what I do a good job of sometimes is I'll just sit back when I have a moment and close my eyes and picture in my mind the perfect race, how many strokes I'm taking, who's beside me, what I'm going to be thinking, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to celebrate at the end. I know all that going in. It's pretty obvious. Kosuke Kitajima is the best breaststroker in the world. He's dominant, and he has been for many years. And I train with him at SC, and Eric Chanteau is probably the best American swimmer out there right now. So I see them, I'm with them every day, day in and out. I know what they do, and I'm just trying to be the best that I can and see how that adds up. There's probably 2 swims out there that are my most memorable. The obvious choice is the gold medal on the 400 medley relay in Sydney. It just doesn't get any better than that, standing on that podium and have that medal put around your neck. In terms of my best performance swim, I'd have to say when I broke the world record in the 200-meter breaststroke short course, I want to say in '03, and I had held the best, probably the best 5 times in the world, 1st through 5th in the world at that point. And I was real proud of that streak that I had, and that one kind of topped it off for me. You know, if we're talking about to date, I think the biggest thing that I regret is that I did stay out of the water for 5 years, but you know, I didn't plan on coming back, and I definitely not coming back until it felt right. So I think that I'm finding that a little bit right now. You know, I don't know what level I'm talking about, but it would have been nice to stay in a little. But the most positive thing I get out of it are, you know, now that I'm back in the sport, is the compliments. I mean, it's just humbling when people say that, you know, it's great to see me back and that I had such an impact, you know, either on them or their children. It's just the ultimate compliment. I was really a big fan of Steve Prefontaine. I felt like he really defined what it meant to train and reach your dreams. He was a runner in the 70s, Olympic runner, but you know, the most important thing to me is that it took me a while to realize this, that the opportunities that you do have, they're not going to be there forever. And you know, when you have them in front of you right now, know that it's a blessing that you even have the chance to do it, because you never know where life's going to take you. I mean, it can take a lot of loops and turns, but you really stay focused on the moment that you have and really be thankful for that.